In this verse, the Smitam is also sometimes comes as Sosmayam, and they're both good, they're both correct. Okay? Kam Sosmayam is correct, and Sosmitam is also correct. So let's recite it together. Kam Sosmitam Hiranya Prakaram Ardram Jwalantim Triptam Tarpayantim Padme Stitam Padmavarnam Twamiho Pahvaye Shriyam. Okay, so we're now talking about this constant pouring of energy into the fire by way of thoughts and actions. Life all this cannot happen if you're just sitting in one place and saying, okay, I want this to happen to me. It will simply not happen. We have to exert ourselves to make it happen. Okay? So the description clearly is bringing about a picture of a Havan Kund, Hiranya Prakaram. It's like a Havan Kund, like that. Ardram Jwalantim Triptam Tarpayantim. You know, when you do a Havan, what you do? You keep feeding the fire, don't we? It almost seems that the fire is happy as it receives the ghee, right? Chidakani, we keep pouring into it. Whether it is thoughts or energy, everything, that pouring action has to continue. It has to continue. Only then it can smile. If you use the word smitam, then we have to use the word meaning as smile or happy. Okay? Adam jwalantim triptam tarpayantim. Triptam, again triptam, satisfied. If we use the word sosmayam, we'll have to say it's when you say something we say maya, when we use the maya as we used earlier, it means it's not localized in its entirety. I said not gold plated, but every bit of it is gold, like that. So here it is like it encompasses everything. So not just one aspect of your life, it'll take everything into your life. Everything it will take. It's not restricted to one aspect of your life. There is a wholesomeness involved in the Shree Suktam, which makes it very beautiful. So essentially what you're saying is telling us, reminding us that it's up to us to keep pouring into this Chitagni of constantly, with energy, with actions and everything.
I don't understand Hiranya Prakaram.
Hiranya, again, because here it is Prakaram, it is golden. It is golden. The Prakara, even the, how shall I say, consider this as golden, as royal, as important. Give it that value. So here we are moving more into the word. Prakara means it's the dimensions of this, okay? But the dimensions of this is golden. Remember that. Don't belittle it. Ardram has to do with water, but also means merciful. Okay. So there is it's a little bit of the way you understand this more is when you will sit and do a havan yourself. When you start the fire and you are pouring the ghee, then you will find out how this feels. Because here, Ardram, you're talking about mercy. What has mercy got to do with the ceremony? You will see it is. Because you expect it. Things can happen, right? When you do a havan, what can happen? The fire can stop, right? Which is not a good sign. We need it to keep going, keep going, keep going. So to some extent, there is a merciful aspect that is we are expecting out of the fire. Please be merciful. I mean, I pray a lot when I start a fire because I don't want the fire to stop in the middle, because that's not a good sign. And sometimes it's scary. How do I keep it going? So you almost talk to the fire, say, please help me. Help me. I don't want you to, as soon as I see the flames go down inside of me, say, help me, please. Tell me what to do. Of course, little pieces of camphor always helps. Good old camphor.
Artham doesn't mean the same way it comes as Purusha, Artha.
Artha. This is the. This is the. That is tha.
See, that was one thing I was going to ask you, but maybe after when you
Yeah.
have lunch.
No.
About the alphabets. The
Ah, ah, ah.
So, the Dravidian languages, they don't have, except for maybe Telugu.
Malayalam has more than
Malayalam
Sanskrit.
Has more than Sanskrit.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. Because I can't
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah.
But the, they
Yeah.
really have trouble.
Yes,
Tamilians in
yes,
particular.
yes, yeah, because it's not there in the native language. And for instance, in Gujarati, they won't say rishi, they'll say rushi.
Urushi.
They'll put the O in it. So
And
our
yeah.
local languages have those little, so
Yeah.
almost you can tell by
Yeah.
listening which part of India they're coming from. There's a beauty to it, except when you do Sanskrit, I think you should be more careful, but otherwise I don't care. I enjoy the beauty of it. Bengali log can't say my name. Vasanti. So anyway, okay. All right. So Ardram, Tiruvadra. You know that Ardre is Ardra. That's Ardra. Ardra Nakshatra in Tamil is Tiruvadirai. Whose nakshatra is that? Do you know? Lord Shiva. Mrigashisha is also Lord Shiva's. He has two. His son also has two. Murugan has both Vishaka and Kritika is both. So father and son have two nakshatras.
How come?
I don't know how come, but it's just interesting. Yeah. Okay, all right. So second line we have to take it different because now we are talking about Padme Stitam Padma Varnam Twamihopa Hve Shriyam. Ihopa Hve means come here where I am right now. Here, look at the immediacy of it. Come here. I'm doing this havan with this purpose. Come here. Ihopa Hve I'm calling. Shriyam, how? What are they saying? This Shriyam Padme Stitam. Remember what I told you a meaning besides lotus? What does Padma mean? Psychic center.
Psychic center.
Yeah. So this Shriyam is in your psychic center. It is there. The inexhaustible source of Shri is there in your psychic center.
Means chakra.
That's the Kamala check. All the chakras have.
Yeah,
Kamala.
all of them. It's there. It's there in our psychic center. It is there. Padme Stitam, Padma Varna. Does it mean color? Here, Varna means nature. And what am I talking about? What are we saying when they say Padme Stitam? Okay, I understand. It's within my psychic center. Padma Varna means two things. One, there is growth involved, just like the lotus, okay? There is a growth, right? Also, the peculiarity of Padma, now if we think of the word, lots of you do read the Lalita Sahasranama, right? Geya, Chakra, all those words come there, right? Chakra word comes. What does chakra mean? What are the different meanings of chakra? Chakra? Huh?
Wheel, the wheels that takes you forward.
Huh? There are several meanings. Go ahead.
Vishnu chakra.
So what? Oh, that's a
Wheel.
wheel. Okay, wheel.
Infinite and.
But does it suggest movement?
Movement, yeah.
Okay, chakra suggests movement. By the way, in Malayalam, chakra is also for coin. Okay. All right, but that's just in Malayalam. So anyway, but the important part was the fact that chakra is a wheel that moves. So psychic center is not a stationary thing.
Oh, yeah.
It also moves. It moves like this, grows and moves. Padma, when you think of Padma, it's growth. When you think of it, the word meaning as chakra means there is movement involved. It's not stationary. So people are going to look for your Kundalini right here. They are not going to find it. But is it connected to that place? Yes. But are they going to find it? No.
So it keeps moving within the body?
Moving, we're not talking about moving in terms of having arthritis, things are not moving. No, not that kind of movement. It's a movement of energy.
Just a question, like when, and also like having no beginning and no end, also
Good.
like that.
Good.
So, like,
Good. Yeah. No beginning, no end. All right, because it's
how do you
constantly
correlate
moving.
that? Okay.
Constantly moving. Yeah. So Padme Stitam, Padma Varnam. Of the nature of Padma, I am calling upon Shriya, or Shriyam is being qualified like this. The inexhaustible infinite source of Shri is being described as seated in our psychic centers and of the nature of non-stationary moving.
Tarpayanti.
On the top, Tatpa has to offering, so it's constantly offering. Okay. So, if we take Padma with regard to the word as what I told you as a coin, aren't we also transacting in life all the time? What are the coins that we are using? It's whatever truths, right? Whatever truths by which we are living in this life, we are transacting with those coins.
You mean like good?
Whatever, however I deal with you, there is a transaction going on. This is a transaction going on. But in that transaction, we are transacting with the truths that we have come to. Always, whether we believe it, we are aware of it or not, we are always we are constantly transacting with whatever truths we have individually realized.
Truths in the sense of beliefs?
Beliefs, yes, all of that. And they can be destroyed at some point to some of them, right?
Yeah.
But right now, today, at this point, whatever we have right now, we are now dealing with those beliefs, like you said, with those truths, right? So these are coins of truth. So it's important, therefore, that we try to make those coins of truth golden.
But this is really only for people of the world, not for somebody who's sitting in the Himalayas, who's not involved in the transaction.
See, when you sit in you are transacting, yes, you are, but your transaction is a different transaction, I would say. It's still a transaction. See, they usually say only if those who are detached go and do all that. Well, you're attached to something.
Yeah, right.
You cannot be ever non-attached. If you're going to the Himalayas to seek for something, you're seeking yourself or whatever, that's attachment to that.
Yeah, that's the
Right.
belief.
So then your transactions, you're dealing with whatever disciplines you're doing becomes the transactions. You see, so I'm saying at every level, it's easier to understand at this level, but it exists even in that level. You're always,
Unless you're a Jivan Mukta, you're transacting.
if you're a Jivan Mukta, you're still transacting because you're still alive. As we grow in life, we will shed lots of things, right? We will better ourselves. And in the Kabbalah, the Jewish mysticism, the rabbis say, the question was, why are we here? Simple question, right? Why are we here? His answer is simple, to transform. You have to transform. That's all it is. You have to transform. However it is with you. It's as simple as that. So let's making sure. So did I have somebody read this or not? No. Okay, so Shanti.
Oh Agni, life is one of constant intake and pouring of energy and actions. This process involves a step-by-step handling of my own nature. It includes recognition, separation, refinement, and consolidation that will heal coins of truth, with which I may conduct all transactions in life.
So could you read that last part slowly and louder about the processes involved in it? Shanti?
It includes recognition.
Recognition. Okay, let's stop with that. That's important. We got to recognize. We're not talking about transforming within our nature, right? First of all, nab it. Nab a quality. Right now I have to have I'm taking a very hard, many efforts in my attitude towards Trump. It's very, very hard, but I have to nab it because is it doing me any good? No, it's not doing me any good. I'm having sleepless nights over it. I'm having it, that idiot come, sorry, in my dreams. In my dreams. I don't want him in my dreams. So you have to grab it, Then the next letter, next word.
Separation.
Separate it. When you separate it, we are using what's called aviveka. It's a faculty that we have. We have the capacity to separate. That's with our mind. Our mind has several capacities. We have buddhi, we have viveka, all of that, Mind is just thought stuff going like a river. If that stopped, there's a problem. Right? So it's the nature of the mind is to have thoughts. So please don't be hard on your mind when all the thoughts come, because that's its job is to keep thoughts going. Then you have to use the other faculty saying, hey, I'm going to give it 2 banks, so go this way. I don't want you to go any other way. Okay, then it works. Then you have to separate. This is the thought I want to have. This is the thought I shouldn't have. It's a churning process. Okay, so refinement. And then you have to, refinement, best example is when we churn butter, no?
Yeah.
In the beginning, all these big chunks come up. Afterwards, it's a small one.
Yeah.
And that's harder. So but if you keep working at it, you will get that to cover. The entire process of life is an Amrita Manthana, is the churning of that ocean. That story is very, very applicable to what's happening in our life on a daily basis. We're always churning. It's a good thing. We need to do it. And now we are given a lot of challenges to give more churning to be done now. With what's happening in this country, we have to churn a lot more. Okay. Consolidation. Having churned, having arrived at something, how do I consolidate? Example. Personal example I should give. I have suddenly become a mother-in-law, right? My daughter-in-law is American, right? Culture. Ooh. Here comes culture to play a part. She has a different upbringing, I have a different upbringing. Some values are the same, some values are not. The way a younger person relates to an older person in India in the olden days, not now, is different from the way a younger person relates to an older person in this country. Here they can even call their mother Jan and whatever, who would never dream of doing that, right? So that's big difference. Now, this is the two coming now. What happens in those interactions is a churning process, isn't it?
Yeah.
So then if I find myself giving advice, I can give you all advice very easy, but I cannot give somebody related to me the way I can give you advice. Somebody related to me, I'm qualifying that. I cannot give that advice. Perhaps even if it's an Indian now, this day and age, I can. These gray hairs don't mean anything. So what happens is you have to watch yourself. Having made a mistake, let's say, that was the culture operating. I said that because of the cultural background I have. Don't do that anymore because she's American. She does not understand where you're coming from. Then what happens? Now the truth. Now I have a truth. A truth now I have handy. That I should never behave that way. So in all my transactions, I'll continue to be that way. Unless some change happens in her and she starts thinking Indian-wise. But until such time, you see what I'm saying? So when you're dealing with people, you're given an opportunity to see yourself and know what to do. Is it a little bit confusing? I see some doubtful faces here.
No, I don't, yeah.
You understand? I mean, you learn
It's
lessons.
always because you're also evaluating your own values too. In the
Very,
same
very,
way.
very true. Aren't
Because
we all
some of
doing
our
it?
own values are very not that great.
I'm
It's
not
kind of-
sure.
yeah.
It was.
No,
It was.
in a
It meant.
sense,
It was.
that's a reflection when you deal with
Mhm,
her, and then she doesn't understand. Then you think about it, and you kind of
Evaluate. Know the value of what is the value of this. Now, the part.
Is it that important, or it's something I have to let go?
Let go. Let go. You have to let go. That's it. And the thing is, maybe it was okay. You can't say it's not great value because it may have been great at that time, but it's not great anymore.
Yeah.
So
not
based on
applicable.
the culture where we are right now, and the place where we are right now, the time we are right now, we have to keep on. I like the word. We have to keep on re-evaluating this. Because essentially you have to grow. If this is not going to help me grow, then it's not worth it, is it? I'm just holding on to some old custom I have or all this thing. Is it worth it if you're not going to grow with it? It's not worth it. So when you discover that, then that becomes something that you're going to transact in life that you'll find it helps.
Usually, is it always a dropping away? I mean, moving
Dropping
towards-
away or absorbing something too. You can be absorbing something. You can absorb a way of looking, which means you're not dropping anything, but you have picked up something. Maybe they both go together, sort of. I'm just thinking now. It's probably when you drop, you're already adopting another thing. That's something to think about. Probably we are. I don't think it's just a drop by drop because I think we gain in knowledge. When we're gaining in knowledge, we gain something while we're dropping something is what I would think, right? It would make sense, wouldn't it? And I'm just, because you brought it up, I'm just thinking perhaps that's what we do automatically. Yeah. So transacting in life, we will be doing it all the time, but let's be more conscious of it, and then that helps us. That makes sense?
And the transactions vary from person to person, right? So we can't, like with my mom, I'll be doing it in a certain way, and with my brother, I'll be doing it in a certain
Yeah, of course. I mean, transactions are not, there is nothing that you can say is the same with each and every person. It's always qualified by you and qualified by the person you're dealing with. You're talking about relationships right now and behavior.
And it comes from the same belief, right? The belief is same.
No, belief can change. That's what I'm saying. That what you are holding on to all these years, suddenly you find it's boom, experience tells you something different.
Yes.
There goes these are called pillars that we are building in life. We are always building pillars. And when something happens in life, that pillar is knocked. Well, we are going through a lot of, for us moved from India, bicultural experience has knocked down a lot of pillars. A lot of pillars have been knocked down. But you cannot, there's a little bit of sorrow when a pillar is knocked, which is natural. But over the years, you will develop an attitude. You'll say, hey, this doesn't matter in the long run. Give you a good example. Vilvamangala Swami is a famous saint. So he went to Guruvayur, famous Krishna temple, and he heard stories about this lady called Kururama. She's a Antarjana. An Antarjana are people belong to a particular community where the ladies don't come out of the house. But don't think they're dumb, okay? Kings used to go to them for advice. They were so smart. The kings were not allowed to see them, so through a little partition, they would ask questions how to handle the kingdom sometimes. These ladies had the answers, these Antarjanas. Don't ask me how they did it, but they did. So he had heard that this Kururama, she's a widow or unmarried, I forgot. But Sri Krishna really, really loves her so much and she's so devoted. So he got a little jealous. How is that possible? She's not a scholar like me and everything. She's just an ordinary person. And he heard that Krishna even comes to help her in the yard. Picking all the green beans and peas and everything, fire, that thing. Oh, how can that be possible? And he also heard that when he is naughty. Now, Kururama doesn't know this is Krishna is coming and helping. That same thing happened to Subramani Bharatiyar. Krishna used to come and help him and he didn't even know that this was Krishna. These beautiful songs. He needed somebody to take care of all of the things and he came as a artisan. to help him in a different ways, but one is. So anyway, and sometimes he would be naughty. So these bharanis, those huge jars, olden days, the ceramic jars where they make pickle. She would put him inside and say, "You're too naughty, so you stay inside." All these stories this guy heard. So then he thought, "I'm gonna have to see who is this lady that Krishna has favored." So he goes to see her, and then he's several questions. And this woman is very knowledgeable. He said, "Wow, what a kyani she is without studying these partishalas and all. I went, she's just sitting in the home and she has so much knowledge." So he thought, it's not possible. So, that the mind that doesn't accept it has to come up with something, right? So he says, "I hear you do puja all the time." "Oh, yes, I do every day." "But how about when you're the time of the month also you do puja?" Because in Indian system, when the woman is in the time of the month, they don't do the puja, right? So he said, "I heard you do puja at that time also." She said, "Yes, I do." He said, "That's very bad." Then she says, "Hey, listen, do you agree that when we die, we will go to God?" He says, "Yeah." "At that time, what guarantee I have if it's time of the month or not?" See. So anyway, there goes his one big pillar knocked down for Bilo Mangla, right? So anyway,